Firefly Studios was a big part of my childhood, as I played a lot of Stronghold and Stronghold Crusaders. For the longest time I only had a little demo of Stronghold, and that already was enough to just the best game of the time, I guess, for me. But yeah, I guess the best free game at least. And then I played Castle Attack, which is like their crazy PR game where you have a tower defense version of, well, Stronghold, I guess. Well, not even a tower defense. I don't know what we call this kind of game. I guess it's just a wave invader or something, where you have to click to shoot the enemies. And now, it turns out they've made a new game that I didn't realize, and what do you know? It's not actually quite as shit as the three-dimensional Stronghold games, but it's clearly not on the level of the original games. Presenting Metamorph, the dungeon crawler where you can morph into an orc, or a fire spirit, or a rabbit. And those are your three options. So basically it's like Trine, but with more combat. Or so you would think, but really it's not, because basically it's just the rabbit, the game, that also turns into other things, like for a really short time. Because both of the other characters, they are really fucking slow. So you're gonna be running around as the rabbit the entire time, and on top of that, the rabbit is actually really good at killing groups of small enemies, which is what happens a lot anyways. So most of the time you're just gonna be the rabbit. And that's odd, because why would you make it that way? Why would you make it so that you never want to be the other ones? You got the orc, and he is so fucking slow. Then you got the fire girl, and she is just really annoying to control. I mean, they're all really annoying to control. I guess the rabbit is the most convenient, but yeah, it's a really terrible version of the controls that we've got here. Basically, it's like League of Legends, but it does everything even worse. Because in League of Legends, you've got tiny enemies, a large open map, and clicking and attacking is the same button, which is the only downside, because why would that be well, I guess it makes sense. I don't actually remember what the other button's for. I guess it's probably for looking around, but in this game, you got really tight dungeon maps. And then you got really, you're zoomed in, so the enemies are really big to you. So being able to click somewhere on the ground is pretty hard, and it'd be very easy to just click on the enemy instead that's there. And that's definitely something that you wanna have clear controls. Why it would be great to have a separate button for attack than for walking, especially because if you get the fire girl, she can move and shoot at the same time, which is really fucking stupid when you don't have controls that account for that. You've got League of Legends controls, but in that game you can't shoot and walk at the same time. So it makes sense. And in League of Legends, on top of everything, you have a button that lets you stand still. In this game, if you click on something wrong, you're gonna be stuck walking towards it until you click on something else. And then if you already clicked on something wrong, you're probably going to click on something else wrong again, because your mouse is already in the wrong spot. A button that just makes you stand still would go a long way, and a button that just makes you... If you're the ranged girl, if it just makes you shoot the fireball instead of walking there, that would be so good. You can't even target the specific thing that you want to auto-attack, because she's so stupid, she's actually going to walk up to it while she's attacking it. It's really quite annoying, these controls. I would have really... Well, even better than having two different buttons. Why wouldn't we just make it so that there's WASD as well? You only got like 3 different attack buttons and 1, 2, 3 to switch characters. But then you got another millions of buttons also mapped to changing characters, like scroll wheel, left mouse click, and tab. Are you sure you've got quite enough buttons to do the same function? My god. And why would you ever use those when you can use 1, 2, 3? You're gonna have... You have 3 characters most of the time. I guess it took quite long to unlock the third one, probably because of how how bad the controls get when you have 3. So basically, if you've switched with mouse 2 so far, now you're gonna be fucked, because it's gonna be annoying to switch. And you're gonna be switching quite a lot, because I told you can't. The only way you're gonna move efficiently is if you're the rabbit hero, and the rabbit hero is generally also one of the best damage dealers, it would seem. Well, another big deal with the Stronghold 3D series was that the animations are just absolutely terrible. Not only are they just really lame, most of the time they're like really half-assed animations that they're like overdoing something, or they're just plain repetitive. But they're also, the transitions between them are just the worst that I've ever seen in any game, in any 3D game. And this game has that too, even though not as bad as Strongholds. The way you switch into other characters is fine, but then if you see how the orc attacks, it's just fucking disgusting. And then you also got lots of missing sound effects, like when you throw a big rock, it doesn't have a sound effect. What? Why? Well, surely you didn't have any... You didn't put in any sounds yet, did you? Oh no, but you put in the most annoying fucking sound in the world, didn't you? You put in the fucking ba-dump, 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 your low health, your heart is beating, ba-dump, ba-dump. The most retarded sound effect of all time, that's right there. But we can't have a sound for when you throw a big rock. You know how weird that is? And there's not even good music going on to cover up this lack of sound effects. All you got is this Dark Souls ambient music. No, not Dark Souls ambient. I'd almost call it a groaning sound effect that you've got, and it's like it really highlights when there's silence. It's not good, I tell you. The sound design is very lacking. I should have mentioned that this game is in early access, by the way. So I may be being too harsh on it here, but I actually enjoyed playing it, so this is why I'm making all these criticisms here, so you can improve on these issues. Well, furthermore, we've got a lot of really weird systems in the game. So we got... Everything's got a level, it seems. Every individual skill has a level, every individual hero that you have has a level, and... Not even that, they also have a different rarity. So you've got a common hero, that's the rabbit, and you got a common hero, that's the orc, or is it ogre, I don't even know. And then you got the rare hero, that is the fire wisp. And what the fuck? I mean, just what the flying fuck? Because I have not chosen these heroes. I have not randomly found these heroes. These are heroes that you've designed, and these are the only 3 heroes that you've made so far. So why do they have different rarity qualifiers if there's not any way to change them out for different heroes? Why did you do it that way? I mean, I guess it's probably so you can have a harder time leveling up the fire girl, but that's just so weird. This is actually what made me go through the whole game to find out if there's any more heroes, and I've got to level 60, which is apparently the end of early access so far, and I've only unlocked these 3 heroes. And you could switch out the heroes, which is also really weird, because there's only 3 of them, so what, are you gonna leave one empty? When you get a new hero, you're gonna drag it in, I guess. It's all really weird. If we get a new skill, it's also not automatically attached to you. So you got all this pointless interface for what is just a complete lack of features, I guess. But maybe they're gonna add more, who knows. And I went through the whole 60 rooms, and I still haven't unlocked all of the skills for every hero. In fact, most of them got like two missing skills. But meanwhile, I've got the heroes to max level, but not their skills. What? How do you even get these skills? Are they randomly found in these weird loot crates that you get after every level? They're not paid loot chests, by the way. So I guess that's something that would make Jim Sterling happy. Even though I don't know, maybe they're actually gonna add them for money, but I would think not, considering you get them after every level. So what's gonna happen here? Are we gonna get different heroes? Are we gonna get different versions of the same heroes? Are we gonna get like an ogre that's made of fire instead of ice, or like a flying character that shoots like dung instead of fire? Who knows? What is it? I guess ice would make more sense. But what's gonna happen? Who knows? Were these heroes randomly generated? Were they not supposed to have these elements to begin with? Or is it just this their choice? And well, I guess it would be their choice, considering you see it in the artwork. You see those 3 heroes. It's difficult things to contemplate. Well, I gotta tell you, I found one bug at least. There's this one level that it's the 25-star door. It's like one of the optional levels where you need 25 stars to enter. I don't even know if it's possible to not have 25 stars at that level, but it's definitely not possible to complete that level, because I've tried like several times, and each time I was stuck in a room full of these traps, these indestructible snakes that just pound down on you. By the way, they also don't have a sound effect, so they're really fucking disgusting to be around. But I guess they'd be even more disgusting if they had an annoying clunking sound effect. But yeah, I would assume that's a similar sound effect to the rocks throw that's also missing, so that's too bad. And so I guess they must have had these skulls, and they probably spawned in enemies, but they're like outside of the room, and it's not letting me get to them, and the room's not gonna open up because there's nothing here. So yeah, that's too bad, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's good that it's an optional level, I guess. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to complete the game. But certainly weird that it's there and it's broken and you can't finish it. I probably would have refunded it even. But the game's really enjoyable, so I guess it's good I didn't. Another issue I have with the game is that the interface is fucking pointless. Maybe not pointless, but it's like really in the way, and the camera doesn't pan down, so sometimes you've got to go all the way down to the bottom of the screen to enter a new room, but it doesn't pan into the new room until you've actually entered the room. So you basically gotta click at the lowest pixel of your screen, but you got all the pointless buttons for your pointless abilities there, because I mean, obviously you're gonna press the abilities with the keyboard buttons. You're not gonna press it on the screen. So that means you can't actually go there unless you want to accidentally cast the abilities, or you go like right in between them. Why don't you have an option so I can disable the button functionality of that interface? No one's gonna click the things on the interface when there's literal buttons for it on the keyboard. Keyboard's better than clicking things with the mouse, you know. And I thought these controls were just so bad because maybe they were made for gamepad control, but it turns out there's no gamepad control either, so what the hell were they thinking anyways with these controls? I guess we're just gonna have to hope it gets better. Another thing is the clicking is just generally bad, because you can't proceed until you click, and you gotta click in the specific area where it says okay or next or whatever. And why the fuck didn't you just make it so I can press space to continue? Why would you take me out of the experience every single time, making me have to put the mouse cursor there when I could just press space or just click anywhere, really? There's only one button on screen. Why you gotta make me click it, man? What are you, insane? Just click anywhere would do. Oh god. I hope I'm not sounding too condescending here, but I don't know how it's possible that they were so good when they made the original Stronghold, but now they've completely lost the concept of how games are supposed to work. Which is too bad, because it's too bad in general, because the 3D Stronghold games, they could have been the best thing ever, but they were just really terrible. I think I gotta try and play Crusader 2 again, by the way. I bought that when it came out. Big misinvestment, but I guess I should probably go and try it out again. Maybe now that I've familiarized myself with all the Firefly games again, maybe I'll be into it again. Who knows? Yeah, well, that's Metamorph. You should probably check it out, but I hope they're gonna improve it. I hope they're gonna make it so you can actually move around fast with the other characters, and I hope you can actually like aim properly as well instead of the terrible way they're handling it now. Yeah. Well, I think I've done most of the things. Oh yeah, I guess you accident. I guess one of the main issues with the shitty controls is that they've also thought it would be a really great idea to have bombs in the level that you can click on by accident so you can blow yourself up. I mean, obviously they're there so you can blow up the enemies with them, but if the controls weren't so shit, that would certainly be more convenient, you know? You know, you're supposed to walk next to them and then attack them. But you know how easy it is to actually click on them so you attack them right away? And then you have very little time to move out of the way before they explode. It's quite terrible. And then the enemies body block you like crazy as well. I guess you've got abilities that help you out in that case. By the way, the abilities are kind of interesting, so they're not too bad, but it's just weird that you always just switch to that character only to use that ability, and then you switch back to the rabbit, in my opinion. I mean, sometimes you switch to the fire girl for a long time because you got an annoying enemy that can't be harmed by melee attacks. But other than that, you're just usually gonna be the rabbit, and it's not ideal. It would be better if they could all actually like do more than just the one gimmick thing that they're made for, like the few abilities that you can use. And it's been pretty interesting with these abilities. I got this jump ability that lets me jump over pieces of the map. By the way, the flying girl can't get over walls, but the rabbit can jump over them. Okay, that makes so much sense. Okay. Why? Well, I guess it makes sense actually, because you wouldn't want to be able to just fly everywhere. I don't know, maybe they should have made it so you can fly for like a short time before you fall into the endless gaps, so that the fire girl would actually have like some utility that goes beyond just shooting things. Because the rabbit can already jump over gaps, so it'd be better if the fire genie would actually be able to fly over gaps, over short gaps at least. Alright, well, I think this concludes most of my complaints, so well, let me know what you think. Are you a Firefly executive who's seen this video and really masochistically listened to it all, or maybe you're a developer even, or maybe you're just my general audience, and tell me if you've checked out the game and if you hate it or if you love it. And do the video likes and the subscriptions, and goodbye. No, I almost forgot about the most confusing feature of all. The health bars. Look at these health bars. I guess it's a bit late for me to bring this up now, but if you look at the video, it's just the most ridiculous health bars ever, because you got dark green health bars, and then underneath there's a bright green health bar. How does that make sense? So you hit something and then it turns bright green because it peels off the dark green health bar, and underneath is the bright green health bar. So not only is it misleading because you think, oh, what is, I killed half of them or something, and maybe that bright green is what I've destroyed, but no, you gotta destroy the bright green as well. So it's 2 health bars in the price of 1. So I mean, you can't tell how much damage you've dealt as easily as you would normally. But then you also think that enemies that have a full bright health bar would be like healthy, but no, they're actually half dead. It's just very odd. And I guess later on they even get red and blue health bars as well on top of those other health bars. So fucking hell, try and figure out how much health they've got now. Insane. Oh, and look at these coins, by the way. Look how they fly into the screen really annoyingly. Isn't that funny? And the most funny part is the first time you see coins, they're like next to a wall. So they fly into the wall, clip through the wall, and then they annoyingly bounce towards the screen. I don't know why that's a feature. I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but like just the way they like clip into the screen, that's just weird.
Oh well.